pay for hoes, just to lay with hoes. Relax one night.
Alright, y'all, so today we are reacting to teen blew off woman's head with an AR-15 over a fender bender. Now this is a prime example why you do need to put a lot of thought process in where you raise your kids, because they will be a product of their environment, and they might be a good kid that's just headed down the wrong path because of the people around them. Now just think about that a little before you guys have kids and raise them. Let's get right into this video. Come on.
A Colorado boy only 14 years old when he shoots and kills a mother after a minor fender bender.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelts, okay? I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Just hours after shooting her in cold blood, he cries to his own mother at the police station.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Nah.
Today's case takes us to Denver, Colorado, where on February 20th, 2021, 32-year-old Pamela Cabrialis was on her way home from dinner with a friend. According to local TV station KUSA, Pamela's family says she was extremely giving,
Bro,
passionate.
it ain't safe to go outside. Like, it ain't safe to go outside. A fender bender, and you get your car blitzed on because of a fender bender. She's a mom, bro. And for bro that did the shooting, that is not gangster in no way, shape, or form, bro. That's some weirdo shit, and I get that he's a child, but a violent crime like that, bro, in my opinion, he needs to get tried as an adult. That's too violent of a crime, bro. That's an innocent mother right there.
Loving. They describe her as a social butterfly who was always there if you needed her. Pamela worked as a real estate agent, and she was also a mother to her 6-year-old son, Leo.
And you gotta think of it like that. Even if it is in court, you took a mom from a 6-year-old child.
This part does.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy it.
In pictures and in videos, Pamela seems happy and full of life. But all of that changed 4 years ago this month. Pamela was behind the wheel of her Range Rover, driving along
4 years ago, that means he's 18 now.
Interstate 25 that goes right through Denver. When she stopped at a red light at an intersection of I-25 and Colfax, shots rang out. We now know the person shooting was then 14-year-old Remy Cordova. Cordova was in the passenger seat of another car that was driven by this guy named Nishan Johnson.
NFL throat. Don't trust nobody with the NFL throat. That means he got a violent throat. Yes, Diddy. He got a violent throat.
Cordova had thought that the car had been tapped by Pamela's in a small fender bender. And according to court docs, he said, quote, "Can I bust on them?" Johnson then replied, "Do what you gotta do. That's on you." According to KUSA, Cordova got out of the car with an AR-15 and fired 15 to 20 shots into Pamela's Range Rover. Witnesses on the scene say at first they didn't even know what was happening.
Then I heard pop, 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 pop.
That's some weirdo shit, bro. And bro, with that NFL, the NFL throat needs to get tried in. He is an adult. He needs to get a lot of time, bro. Do what you gotta do. You feel me? That means you could have easily prevented it by telling this child no. Low IQ ass, weird ass person.
And at first it didn't register what was happening until the cars in the 2 lanes next to me started going. And then I realized, I said, oh, something's happening, and I ducked down, and several more happened. And I pulled next to the car, barely got a glance. It looked as though the window was either rolled down or shot out, but I believe that the window was out. I didn't look at the windshield or see inside the vehicle. And then the car that was in front of them sped off. I went behind them, but pretty far back because they went pretty quickly, and got off on Federal. So they went straight, and I got off on Federal, and I didn't obviously see what occurred because the car was obstructing my view. So I didn't know at the time if the shots came from the car in front or inside the vehicle, but that's what I saw.
Okay.
That's Jaden Aarons, who was driving home from an appointment at the time of the shooting.
You said you heard multiple pops. You went pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. How many of those do you think you heard the first time?
I'm
in your
gonna
estimation?
call it 5 to 7, perhaps.
Okay, and then you
Damn.
said you ducked down and heard several more pops. How many more do you think you heard?
Perhaps 3.
Okay.
And the break in between the two was a second or two.
Okay.
That it paused.
Sure.
Wasn't very long.
And you never saw anybody get in or out of any vehicles?
No.
Okay.
I, in my mind, thought it was fireworks or something.
Sure.
And just wasn't paying attention.
When you go around the car you're in front of, why do you go around the car?
Because the other two cars did it, and I felt like I was in danger, and I heard the shots coming, and I was ducking down, and I thought maybe they were going to hit me.
Okay.
I was scared to go that way, because again, I didn't know if they were coming from that vehicle, but I couldn't go any other way, so.
This may seem like a really dumb question. If you can articulate it more, why did you feel you were in danger? Tell me more about that.
Because
It is a dumbass question, bro, because she heard gunshots. What? I
recognized the sound of gunshots, and I thought perhaps one was going to hit me.
Were you scared?
Not really until after, because it didn't really register. It was definitely like weird, so I was like, my awareness was heightened, but it still didn't register.
Tell me more about why you duck.
Because I thought I was going to get shot.
Because she heard gunshots, bro. I get that's your job and you got to do that, but I'm pretty sure that there's more helpful questions to your guys' investigation than to ask some dumbass shit like this.
More witnesses too, like Alex Martinez, who was driving home from a soccer game.
When he got out, he had his hoodie on, and he turned to face towards north, and all I see is the side of his forehead, so literally right here.
Okay.
And then that's when I noticed that he lifted up his arm, and his
Crazy.
arm was being covered by the top of the car. And I'm in a Ford Edge, so I say it's a pretty big car. He was about like 5'6", 5'7", and that's when I noticed that he had a gun. So my first instinct when I heard it was to get down just in case if they started shooting towards me. I did not physically see the weapon.
Okay.
I seen the light from when you shoot the gun, and you have the light and the sound.
Okay.
So that's what I heard. I heard the toof, toof, toof.
So the light, like the muzzle flash, we call it. It's like the fire, like when you
fire
fireworks,
yeah.
or you fire a gun and
Yeah.
and it comes out. Those gases escape. And
Uh-huh.
What color was that you saw?
When I looked.
Bro, why does that matter, bro? Because of the type of gun? Like you got bullet shells, clearly. They're all over the ground. So why does the color of the sparks coming out the gun, why is that important to this case, bro? Why don't you get to asking some real shit that's gonna help you in this case? Alright, y'all, if you made it this far, I am guessing you do enjoy this content, so go over there to my main channel, Theron Forex, where I do the pranks, vlogs, and lifestyle stuff like that. The channel is starting to pop. We are approaching 700 subscribers, so do me a solid, go over there, binge those videos, and subscribe. At 1,000 subscribers, I am going to do a large giveaway, so I love y'all. Get over there. Come on.
The first time I heard it, I got goosebumps, so I looked over, and I just remember seeing white, so.
Okay, but you saw the muzzle flash.
Yeah.
Is what we call it.
Yeah, the muzzle flash.
Coming out. How many times do you think you saw flashes?
About 6 times.
Okay. Did you hear the person that got out from the right front passenger seat of that car? Did you hear him say anything?
No.
Did you hear them yell anything?
No, not really. I didn't hear anything at all because my music I had my music loud because I'm a big fan of music, and I had my music going, and then that's when I heard the first gunshot go off, and I look over, and then I just see the light, the white, whatever you guys call it, and then that's when I got goosebumps on my arm because I just knew that. But when I was driving away, I noticed one in the rear mirror poke his head out, like look back.
Tell me more about that.
So I was going, because my first instinct was to get away because I was scared.
Okay.
So I was going, and then I was trying to get away quickly as possible. And I look in the rear mirror, and I see the Range Rover in there. And I look in, and I see the Honda coming. And I just see a hood go like this. But it had a hoodie on, so.
Okay, and was that from the front area of the car or the
Yeah,
rear area
the front.
of the car? So from the passenger side or driver's side?
Driver's side. It was a black hoodie.
Okay. So it came from the driver?
Yeah, the driver's side.
So put an arrow in red the direction he shoots at. And this sounds silly, but what led you to believe he was shooting in the direction of that car?
Well, cause when he started shooting, I noticed that the light from when he shot it was going backwards.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So that I ducked down, and that's when I lifted up my head just to take a peek, and that's when I seen his arm behind, on the side of the car facing backwards.
Okay.
After the shooting, Cordova and Johnson sped off in their car.
Ugly as fuck, too. Ugly as shit. Bro, it's ugly as shit. Yes. I hate people like this, bro.
Responders rushed to the scene.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay? I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Here's the scene from another perspective.
Sir, I'm just gonna keep some pressure on him, okay? Hey, she took quite a few, about 4 or 5 rounds to the face. She's the only
Damn,
victim.
to the face?
Let me see if I can find an ID in her purse. Yeah.
Damn, bro. They can't even identify her, bro. This kid needs to get tried as an adult if he hasn't already, bro. Because this a crime this violent, you need to suffer the consequence. You can't get off with some little couple years, bro, probation. You need to face real time for some shit like this, or there's gonna be children that take advantage of stupid ass laws that provide whatever the word is that go by this. You feel me? Like we need to do better as a law enforcement on violent crimes like this. Like, think about it. This is an innocent mom with a 6-year-old child that just got shot in the face for no reason, bro. No reason.
I don't know how you want to do this. You want to put the seat back so we can get to her? Hey, Scott, hold that seat. It's not going. Is there anything behind the seat? No.
All electric. Hang on, I got it.
Is that her purse? Yeah, I'm trying to find my ID. Is there more than anybody else? No, it's just one person. Could you hold that open while I look through it, please? Thanks. Could you grab my scoop real quick? Checking this pocket. I got 7 gunshots to the front. 3 heavy to the right. You coming head first?
You have the head out towards the cap. Head toward me. Here.
This next part is really tough. You can see the rear window of Pamela's Range Rover has been completely shot out.
I counted 8 shots. 8? Yeah, there's one right above the left windshield wiper. So that's 2 out of, like, right there.
The license plate, that's probably hers.
That's the same one as on the back.
Okay, that's probably hers.
Another angle shows Pamela being loaded into an ambulance. Now, we won't show that part because it is graphic, but here are the moments leading up to it.
Nothing.
Hey Jared, did you mean the northbound or southbound off-ramp closed?
You coming head first?
Let's do southbound for now. Hopefully everybody going north will figure it out. Copy 107.
We'll get a couple of these. I'm going to take a couple fires.
You guys need an extra set of hands for anything?
Yes.
Just say
160
when.
out of the DHMC1. We're going to have one coming down and 160 Baker's going to follow. Here, alright.
Do you know how this happened?
No, other than somebody called in and said gunshots fired between 2 cars,
I wasn't able to get a description of the other vehicle.
And that gotta be a traumatizing job too. She's just, without even knowing what's happening, just having to deal with somebody that can't even be identified. They need her ID to identify her. Like, her face is that messed up. That job gotta be traumatizing too, bro. And there's probably mad people that done died on their watch and all types of stuff, bro. Damn. I would not do that.
Here she comes.
Even though Pamela was rushed to the hospital, she died several days later. Meanwhile, investigators were still working to track down the suspects involved in her shooting. The next day, a Denver police officer spotted a car wanted from a separate incident. There had been this gang shooting at a McDonald's where multiple shots were fired. And at the time, the cop didn't realize this car was also involved in Pamela's shooting. But they did know the people inside needed to be questioned. This led to a small chase, and it's something Nishan Johnson talked about during his police interview.
We're driving, and we get to the light. Police was on the side. They get to the side, the back of us. They get behind us. I take a right, they drive. Take a left, they keep.
Who is this? Just a witness? They seen these dudes get arrested? Who is this?
And then I tried to take another right, but the ice was too slippery. So I hit the curb, and that's when they turned the lights on.
Tell me more about the conversation in the car. Who notices the police either on the side of you or behind you?
I mean, we all did, to be honest, because when you're looking at when you at the stop sign, you're gonna look out your window.
Okay.
And then when I looked out the window, I seen the police pull up.
What is the conversation in the car?
Really wasn't no conversation in the car, but they could go.
I'm sorry?
I said it wasn't no conversation in no car, but go.
But go?
Yes.
Why was that?
I don't know.
Okay. Earlier you told me because you didn't have a license.
Yeah, like I don't have no license, but that's what they was telling me. You said what was the conversation?
Okay.
You said what conversation did we have while the police was behind us?
And who was telling you to go?
Little bro. We was like, bro, just go. You feel me? I mean, don't have no license. You feel me? Not feel me.
Okay, so he was in the car with them. He was in the car with them. Now he's snitching.
Did little bro say he was hot?
Nah.
Did he
Say
say?
nigga go.
Okay.
He knew it was happening. He knew he was getting tracked down. He was about to serve that sentence that he needs to serve.
You know how nowadays this young generation gonna run from the police or do anything from the police. Now, you feel me?
So you
That's
listened to
how it
him.
was.
So you listened to him and you went.
That's how it was. You feel me? Because after they turned on their lights, everybody started panicking.
Tell me how they panicked. How did you know they panicked, Nishan?
Cause you know when police get behind you,
Snitching on his
sometimes,
homies.
and you know you ain't doing nothing. Like me, when I know I ain't doing nothing wrong, I wasn't really panicking. But what made me really panic was because they was all going like, bro, come on, go. And I don't have a license. I was like, bro, that is true. God, I ain't stopping. Fuck it, come on. And I hit the car and everything. You feel me? So it was like everything would happen so quick. And when he was like, go, bro, go, I was like, all right, fuck it. I don't have no license, none of that, come on.
Police eventually tracked Johnson down to a shed where he was
so that's
hiding,
him.
and that's where they found some incriminating evidence.
You know why I'm asking all these questions? Because the we were found in, those shell casings match at our murder scene. Can you explain that to me?
Damn, now he done snitched on. Now he done snitched. Oh my God. So he didn't even know that he was getting asked about the situation with the mom that died. Now he done told the cops all that about this other situation with the cops, and now he didn't know that they're gonna plug the two together, and he just snitched on each other. I'm talking dumb, bro. I'm talking dumb right now, but he snitched on himself. You feel me? He snitched on both of them without knowing
Nobody's
it.
in the shed with you. Okay, you're in there by yourself. But the same caliber shell casing that's in the shed where you're at is the same caliber at our murder scene. Can you explain that to me? If nobody handed you anything?
Nah, nobody handed me nothing.
Okay, so how did that end up in the shed with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay, now he ain't trying to snitch. He was just snitching. Now he ain't trying to snitch. It's because he he sees that he got. Feel me? He just. You gotta be dumb as shit to even say any of that stuff.
I don't know.
Okay. So what I'm asking you,
You know,
this
snitch
is
on the
your
homies.
chance to be honest, okay? And I'm not saying you're not, so please don't be offended by that. Okay, but I don't know is not going to cut it. As I told you before when we first started, it's a homicide investigation. I told you you're not free to leave, okay? You remember that?
So how he ain't know that was gonna get brought up? If he knew it was a homicide investigation, I would have been like, what homicide? We just ran from the cops. You feel me? I would have put two and two together. Bro got low IQ, and that's why he got NFL tatted on his throat. Bro got that NFL hard-hitting throat. Pause.
If you were there for something or somebody asked you to hold on to something, I need to know, okay? And not just for myself, but for yourself. You got a kid, right?
Two.
You want to see those kids grow up?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to hold them and not be behind glass when you see them? Or do you want them to come and visit you during yard time? Again, I'm not threatening you, I'm not upset with you, but I'm telling you, this is the road we're going down. You're digging yourself a hole here, so if you have something, you know something, Nishan, now's the time to tell me. Okay, you tell me you were by yourself when you ran. Nobody else was in that shed. I asked you several times that question, you're adamant nobody was. Okay? So it's one of two things. Either you were there at that murder scene, or somebody gave you something to hold on to. So now's your chance to help yourself. Don't dig yourself a hole. You got one foot in this hole right now, Nishan. Okay?
Investigators spoke with Johnson for more than 5 hours on multiple occasions, and honestly, they didn't get very much, but they got even less info from Rennie.
Okay, so he wasn't trying to snitch. He was snitching, but he didn't think he was snitching about a situation as serious as that. But after he found out that his IQ wasn't high enough, and he already done said too much, now he wants to stop talking. Bro, you might as well just keep snitching at that point. You feel me? You're dumbass. You feel me? Your dumbass already told them everything they need to know, damn near. You feel me? You feel me? This what happened. This. Oh my God, bro. I know so many people like this too.
Cordova.
I'm going to advise you of your rights, and then I'm going to leave the room.
Nah, don't do that. Don't hold your mom now. You done, feel me? You took somebody's mom, and now you're being taken away from your mom, as you should, bro. You're reckless. Don't be one of these guys. Don't be them.
You two need to talk about whether or not you want to talk about this investigation or not. Okay? You okay, ma'am?
I'm sorry, Mom. God.
The woman next to Cordova in this video is his mom, because remember, he's only 14 years old at the time. As a detective walks back in, you can hear Cordova apologize to his mother.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry ain't gonna get you out that sentence. It ain't gonna get you out that sentence.
February 21st, 2021, according to that clock, it's now 10:05 p.m. And I've given you and your mom opportunity to talk about this investigation. Let me ask you, did you understand the rights as they have been explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Do you have any conflict with your mom that would prevent her from providing you with guidance and advice about your rights? No?
You sound like a little child too. See, this what happens when you put your kids in the wrong environment. You know what I mean? It looks like he could have easily grown up as a good kid, and you feel me? It looks like he was easily influenced. That's why you gotta really take into account where you raise your kids at. You feel me? It's all fun and games to raise your kid in the hood. You feel me? I done grew up in the hood, and I could have easily taken a different route than what I took and what I'm taking. But I understood that, you feel me, I understood that shit leads you, seeing friends, I understood it leads you to two places. You're going to be offed, you're going to be done for, dead, or you're going to get locked up. You feel me? And damn near all my closest friends took either of those routes. And I just decided to, you got to learn from stuff like that. And you got to understand as you get older too and start to have kids that a kid's mind's developing, and you need to, you feel me, it's better to raise them in a better environment than that. I know it's cool, you feel me, you gotta have love for the hood and all that, but it's not the best place to raise a kid, and bro is a product of his environment. You think he would have done this if he was around a bunch of good kids just 24/7 growing up? No, because he wouldn't even have known this.
Mind, are you willing to talk to us about this investigation?
No, sir.
No?
No.
But even though Cordova didn't talk, investigators already knew a bit about him because he had a juvenile criminal record and was on police's radar as a gang member. Prosecutors later said that Cordova's motivation in Pamela's murder was to rise up the ranks in this gang world. Cordova's case eventually...
That's exactly what I was just rambling about. Product of his environment. How he done heard the older homies talking about stuff like that, and you feel me? If you grow up around this shit, you understand that there's a reason why you get to high school and kids start wearing the True Religions, they start wearing the purple jeans, stuff like that, because it's cool. You feel me? It's cool. They're products of their environment, which is fine. You feel me? There's nothing wrong about putting that shit on, but at the end of the day, they're in the hood. Stuff like this is glamorized as cool. You feel me? You get the girls for stuff like this, and bro, just as his frontal lobe was developing, it still is developing, you feel me, even on older people. But what I'm just saying is he grew up thinking shit like this was cool, and what's he do? He gets out the car, starts you feel me, on a random person he doesn't even know, thinking it's gonna get his ranking higher. It's the same thing as, put it this way, you ever been in an argument, if you're from any type of hood in any type of way, you ever looked at the homicide rate in your city? Bro, there's a lot of people that take pride in that. Like, I live in Salinas, California, yo. We done led the country in homicide rates for a couple years, bro, of me being alive. And most of the people, not most of the people, but a lot of the people over here in Salinas were taking pride and they're happy about that. Like, bro, there's nothing, there's young kids dying and you guys are happy because the rates are high, like dead ass. And that's just correlating to being a product of your environment. Stuff like this is glamorized, and that's why bro did that. Trying to get his rankings higher, what?
From juvenile court to district court because of the severity of the crime. He was charged as an adult with first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. That second charge was added because another driver had been in the line of fire when Cordova had fired the shots. Now, that person was not injured, so the charge became attempted murder. In November of last year, Cordova was found guilty. He's since been sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole in 40 years.
Yeah, see, like deadass, I hate to clap about something like that because that's a child, bro. And I wish that he could have had different people to be around growing up, to not glamorize stuff like this. But when you commit an action that crazy and that violent, bro, you need to get life in prison. And that's the only thing that's going to make people second guess. Because if there's no actions to punishments, even if you're young, bro, then it's going to be more likely that you'll commit a crime, bro. And like I said, I don't wish this on nobody. I don't wish this on nobody. But at the same time, you committed a violent crime, bro, and that's just what it is, bro.
Has also been convicted for his involvement in the case. In June 2023, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison.
Okay, so at 35, he got like 16 and a half years, something like that, if my math's right. Anyways, y'all, that's the end of this video. I love y'all. Make sure y'all go to the description where I got my other channels, Theron4X. And go follow my Instagram, Theron4X. You feel me? Theron4X is where I do the vlogs, stuff like that, lifestyle. That channel is starting to pop. I know y'all seen the ad somewhere in the middle of this video. Go subscribe to that. I love y'all. I'm going to get on to the next one. Come on.